My name is Ellie Hanel. I'm the Senior VP for Social Impact here at Steel Sports. I'm joined, I believe, in the spotlight by my colleague Felicity Day, who leads our Steel Experience team, and is also a coach and a proud sports mom and the OG of the Athlete Leadership Council. Felicity, great to see you.
Thank you, Allie.
I think I'll turn it over to you to talk a little bit about the what we've got planned for tonight, and then we'll share a slideshow. If that's okay.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining and for taking the time. We appreciate your time, and we appreciate your time not only tonight, but in serving your athlete leadership council in your region. We have an athlete leadership council in the majority of our 9 steel sports regions. We have soccer players, we have baseball players. And so we are very excited to bring you together tonight and to have you share ideas. And this Athlete Leadership Council was started about 4 years ago because we wanted to hear from our athletes. We wanted to hear from you and what you, how you want your club run. What ideas can Steel implement so you can get the most out of your Steel journey. But also, we wanted to be able to provide leadership opportunities for our athletes, and you'll see shortly with our slideshow and the social impact events that you have all been a part of is a way that we've developed to put you in the spotlight and have you bring out your leadership skills. And as we'll see, as we go through this, there are a lot of different types of leadership skills and characteristics, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But I hope you enjoy the opportunity to meet your colleagues across the country, baseball players, softball. We do have softball teams, but we don't have, unfortunately, any softball. Oh, we do have softball players, I'm sorry, from Colorado. So we have softball athletes, baseball athletes, and our soccer athletes. So please enjoy. And when we do have breakout rooms, don't be shy. Definitely speak up. That's your opportunity to get to know others around the country. And we are joined today as well. We have a very special treat for you. And we are joined today by a special guest who Allie will say a little bit more about. So thank you, and enjoy.
Yeah, really excited to share with you all that in a few moments, we're going to have Morgan Stickney on the call. Morgan is a world champion, a gold medalist, Paralympic swimmer. She's an absolutely amazing athlete and extremely inspiring. And she's training right now to compete. I believe in the Worlds is coming up. I know that Morgan's going to give us more info about what she has going on and about her competition in a minute. Hey, Morgan, thank you for joining us. And so, yeah, we're going to jump to Morgan. After that, we're going to do some breakout groups. Y'all can get to know each other a little bit and give some updates. We're going to do a leadership Kahoot and a survey as well, and then a little bit more mingling together. So I'm going to just show you quickly. We wanted to share a snapshot of what you all have been up to in the past year plus. And so a little slideshow before we hear from Morgan. Did I do it right, Felicity?
Oh, yeah.
Keeps stopping on me. Is it okay? Oh, there we go.
There you go. We got one. There you
go. I think it keeps stalling after 7 seconds. So let's jump to Morgan and then I'll pull it up on the web and I'll share it that way. So I'm going to unshare this And Morgan, we'd love to pass it to you. So the game plan, everyone, Morgan's going to talk to us a bit about her career so far as an athlete, her amazing accomplishments in the water and beyond. And then if you think of questions, we would love to give you athletes some time to ask Morgan about her training, about her competition, anything you'd like to ask her. You can either raise your hand and we'll call you up, or you can put it in the chat. Or if you don't want to be on the spot, I get it. You can message me directly and I will be happy to ask Morgan your questions. But Morgan, thank you again for joining us. And yeah, we'll turn it over to you. Will you tell us what you're up to and where you've been and all the things?
Yeah, thank you, Allie, and thank you guys for having me. So like Allie said, my name is Morgan Stickney. I'm a two-time Paralympic gold medalist from Tokyo 2021 in swimming, which I know you guys aren't swimmers, but I have the commonality that, I've done sports all of my life. So a little bit about me is I grew up as an able-bodied athlete. I was a healthy baby. I had a normal childhood. I was top 20 in the country at the age of 14 for swimming the mile. I loved distance swimming, and I unfortunately broke my foot walking on the pool deck one day at practice. I ended up seeing a surgeon. It turned into a 6-year-long battle of fighting to save my left leg. And I unfortunately ended up getting a really bad infection, and the bones were just completely destroyed. So they had to eventually amputate my left leg below the knee at the age of 20. At this time, I thought my athletic career was completely over. My surgeon introduced me to the Paralympics, which is equal to the Olympics just for people with disabilities. And so I got back into the pool for swimming, and things started to look up. I went to nationals 6 months after losing my first leg and won national champion in 2 events. And I started training for Tokyo 2020. The following month after nationals, I was in the cold tub recovering from practice, and I hopped 3 steps to get my prosthetic, and my remaining leg, the foot of that remaining leg, completely shattered. And so I went back home to Boston, and I was seeing surgeons, and they discovered that I have an extremely rare vascular disease. They tried everything under the sun that they could to try to save my remaining leg, but that leg couldn't be saved, making me a bilateral amputee. So when I lost both of my legs, I never thought I would get back into the pool. People around me told me that I should, just because it would be good for me, but I never thought I'd be able to fall back in love with the water again and just be able to be an athlete. Eventually, one of my doctors forced me to go back into the pool when I was learning how to walk at Spalding Rehab in Boston, and they couldn't get me out of the pool. At this point, this was a week before the world shut down from the pandemic. So I didn't think I had any chance of going to Tokyo because it was only 4 months away. But when the world shut down and they postponed the Olympics, I decided to train my butt off, and I trained 3 to 4 times a day for a year, and I ended up qualifying for the Tokyo 2021 Paralympic team. I thought it was an amazing accomplishment just to be able to qualify for the team. But then not only did I qualify, I ended up coming home with 2 gold medals for Team USA, which was a huge accomplishment. And so that was so amazing. And I just really stuck with it. And I was able to go to World Championships last summer in Portugal. And I came home with a gold medal and a silver medal. And right now I'm training for World Championships next month in England. So that will be really exciting. And then next year is Paris 2024. So I've been through a lot in my life with 2 amputations, a lot of medical things, and just, growing up doing sports. So yeah, I'm just really excited to be here with you guys. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And I would just love to hear from you guys.
Well, while we're keeping our eye on the chat, Morgan, I would love to know, can you describe the vibe in Tokyo? I mean, I've heard you tell the story of winning and the ups and downs of that time, the relay that kind of went south. But I mean, oh, tell us about the ups and downs of that, and also how your team may or may not have kind of been drawn toward one another, leaning toward one another when some of those ups and downs are happening.
Yeah, so swimming's a little bit different than the sports that you guys play because it's more of an individual sport. We obviously have relays, but really everything that we do is individual. So I went into Tokyo with the event of the 400-meter freestyle. They hadn't selected any relays going into Tokyo. And once we got to Japan, they decided on the relays, and I was selected for both of the female relays. So that was a huge honor to be able to be on those relays with other athletes that were so accomplished in the sport. So our first relay was 2 days before my 400-meter freestyle, which is my best event. And we swam the relay and we got first place. And we were so ecstatic that Team USA had won it. We weren't in favor of winning the relay. And so it was just amazing. And as we were leaving the pool deck, we got word that our relay had DQ'd. And so at that moment, it was kind of reaching the highest of highs and then sinking to the lowest of lows in a matter of minutes. And so that was probably one of the hardest moments, honestly, of my life, just being on such a high and going to such a low. At that moment, I called my parents and I just said, buy me a flight home. I don't even want to race my 400-meter freestyle. I just want to go home. I was like, I can't handle this. I ended up finding out that I was the person that DQ'd the relay. And so not only did I lose a gold medal for me, but I lost it for my 3 other teammates. And so it was just a horrific time, honestly, because I felt horrible for my teammates. And they really just rallied around me and said, it's not your fault, Morgan. We have photo and video evidence that, you didn't DQ the relay. And so what in turn happened is, because I don't have my feet, the way that I start on the block is I kind of pull myself backwards and then I catapult forward. But because I don't have feet, the sensors thought that I left before I left the blocks. And although we have photo and video evidence, Japan stands by their technology. And so unfortunately, they weren't able to give us the medal. So that was really difficult. I cried myself to sleep that night. I cried the entire night. And it was really just hard to pull myself together. But I had less than 24 hours until I had to race the 400. And so I kind of just told myself, okay, you have to put this behind you and you have to just focus on the 400. Like, this is what you've trained so hard for. I trained an entire year to be there. And I really just tried putting it behind me. And so I swam the 400, and on my first flip turn, I missed the wall. I was able to touch the wall with the end of my limb, but I didn't get a push off. And at that moment, I knew I wasn't going to get the world record, which was what I was training so hard for, to be able to get that. And so the first 200 meters of the 400, I was completely checked out of the race. I was about 3 or 4 seconds behind in second place. And in the last 15 meters, I was not only able to catch up, but I was able to win by several meters, beating someone that had never been beaten before by an American and never been beaten before by a bilateral amputee. So it was an amazing accomplishment being able to do that. And at that point, I was back on a high. And then a few days later, I was able to do the medley relay. And that was very intimidating because not only was I on the relay with these amazing athletes, but I had to anchor the relay. And so the hardest part about that was that we were in 4th place when I dove in, and I only had 100 meters to catch up and be able to try to get on the podium. Not only was I able to catch up to 3rd place, but I was able to catch up to 2nd, and then I was able to surpass 1st place, getting us a gold medal. And so that was such an honor because Team USA hadn't won that relay since 2000. And so it was amazing to be able to be on the podium with those girls as well. And Tokyo was just a really good experience. There were a lot of highs. There was definitely the low of getting DQ'd on the relay. But thinking back, I like to try to just think about the positive memories. And getting DQ'd on that relay was a huge learning experience for me.
Thanks, Morgan. Do you think it would be okay if I showed the video of you overtaking Jessica Long, right? Like that's
Sure.
okay. It's a 5-minute video, but do you know where should I start it as we're like kind of near the finish line?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You could do it with like 100 meters left.
Okay, cool. It's gonna make me do some math here, but I'll figure it out. Because this is cool, gang, if you I'm sharing. I don't know if you all have sound. Do you all have sound?
No.
I don't have any sound on my end, but we've got the real thing here, the real deal. So Jessica Long's in the lead, right? Morgan, tell us what is happening here. This is where you're like coming after her, right?
Yeah, so in the last 50 meters, I really just told myself to put my head down and to give it everything I got, that a gold medal was on the line. And so that's what I did. And as you can see in the video, I wasn't breathing towards Jessica at all. And so I had no idea that at this point we were about equal. I just really gave it everything I had. And by the time I got to the wall, I was in complete shock that I actually surpassed her. So it was pretty incredible. I mean, I was down by 4 seconds and I was able to not only just out touch her, but beat her by over a second. And so it was a pretty cool race.
Yeah, it was amazing. I remember Alan Barks and I were like texting each other back and forth at this time, and he was recording from his TV and sending things from his phone. But it was, gosh, I can just imagine a million times more exciting for you. It was amazing to see. Um, and okay, last question before I turn it over to our friend Michael McDonald. Curious, what's it like to be both a teammate and a competitor? That I think that's something so unique with the sport of swimming or track and field or tennis, even where you are in competition with your best teammate at the same time. How do you balance that? Because I'm sure, even our soccer kids, I would think if you play the same position as a really great player and your friends, your teammates, you are pulling together all the time, and yet you want that spot, right?
Yeah, so I mean, it's really difficult. Everyone kind of handles it differently. I try to be really friendly with my teammates. So for swimming, we have to go into a ready room before we race, and it's some of the most intimidating moments aside from racing. So you have to sit in a room, and basically you are just faced with your competitors for about 10 minutes before you race. You don't say anything, you just like stare at your competitors. And so it really is a moment of winning or losing in those moments, because if your competitor psychs you out, then you've already lost the race before you already swim it. And so for me, how I handle those moments is I always go in there, I always fist bump my competitors, whether they're from the United States or not. And I always wish them good luck. That's kind of just how I am. My motto is always kill them with kindness. And so it's better to be nice to them than try to psych them out and kind of be like on the mean side. So I kind of just go in there, I'm nice to them, I put my headphones in, and I just listen to pump up music. And so I always found that it's better to be nice to them than not, because if you're not a good teammate with them, then it makes it even more difficult when, you guys are racing, because how do you finish a race, whether you beat them or they beat you? You want to show them that as a country, we're all representing Team USA. You want to show them what Team USA stands for. And just like you guys are on Steel Sports, you want to show them what Steel Sports stands for. And so you want to be a good teammate and be able to just really represent what you stand for. So that's kind of how I've always thought about being a teammate and having competitors.
I'm hearing a lot of respect and integrity coming out there. Core values, love it. Okay, I'm gonna ask Michael McDonald's question. He wants to know, what was it like to win your first gold medal? What set that apart?
Yeah, so that one was actually really difficult. So standing on the podium, it's kind of difficult because you're standing there, and when you win a gold medal, they play your national anthem. And so this was the first time my national anthem was ever played specifically for me. And so in that moment, I'm so grateful that masks were required because I was kind of a hot mess. I held back the tears so bad, and my parents to this day don't understand how I wasn't standing there sobbing. And honestly, I don't really remember the moment very much. I just really let the moment sink in and just kind of lived in the moment. And so I don't really remember a whole lot. I just remember it being probably about, 2 minutes, the 2 minutes of the best minutes of my life. And so it was really cool to be able to see the flag be raised right in front of me and know that all of my hard work had paid off. And not only that, but that I was there representing the United States. And so it's really such an honor to be able to go and represent the United States at different international meets, especially the Paralympic Games.
Awesome. Thank you. Next question is from Isabella, I believe. Wondering, how do you deal with the stress between being an athlete and then your regular life? You're probably you're Morgan at home, you're who you are when you're not a swimmer, if that even is possible to separate, and then your athlete life as a swimmer. And what do you do to maybe cope with that stress?
Yeah, so it can be really difficult. So one of the things that's helped me a lot is seeing a sports psychologist, because a lot of times when, you're so invested into sports, you think that your identity is in your sport, and it's really not. The sport you do is a part of you, and it's something that you love to do, but it's not who you are. And so that was something that's been huge for me to learn. Over the past year, I've had quite a bit more of medical issues. And so being in and out of the hospital and it disrupting my training has been really challenging for me. And so learning that it's okay to take a break from your sport, and just know like who you are as a human, like whether you do soccer, baseball, or softball, like it's amazing that you do that sport and you enjoy it, but it's not who you are. It's just a part of who you are. And not letting that define you is it's a huge component. And so I would definitely encourage you to see a sports psychologist if you're struggling being able to, separate being an athlete in your everyday life. They are amazing, and they really help you just get a grip on sports and be able to dive deeper into it and everything. So
can really create a competitive advantage too.
Definitely.
No matter
so when
it's just
when you're kind of at the top of your game, everyone standing on the blocks, at least for swimming, everyone standing on those blocks is equal. It really comes down to who has the mental toughness in that moment to be able to finish the race first. Because we've all trained as hard as we can. We're all around the same time. It's just who has that mental capacity to get through the race and be able to touch the wall first.
Awesome. And kind of along those lines, you just gave us some good advice there. I love it. What other advice would you give to young athletes? This is from Parker, I believe.
Yeah, so I think the best piece of advice is having fun. And so to this day, I always tell myself I'm so grateful to be able to wake up early in the morning and go to swim practice. Like who my age, I'm 25 years old, who my age gets to wake up and go to swim practice and that's their full-time job. Like I feel so grateful that I get to do what I love every single day. And so honestly, my biggest piece of advice is really just have fun every practice. Even if you don't feel good, if you just feel like you're so sore and you're not having a good practice, just go and enjoy it. Like you'll never get those moments back. And so just being able to have so much fun doing what you're doing and really just enjoy it, because down the road, you're going to look back and be like, I wish, if you weren't having fun at particular practices or events, you're going to look back and really just wish that you were able to live in the moment and enjoy those times.
And do you ever have to dig deep to find the motivation to train? Like you're reaching for that joy, you're trying to find that enjoyment, and this day you're just like, what when you have to dig deepest, what's your big motivation?
Yeah, so I think, I have a lot of reminders around my room and my house. I mean, as you can see, I have an American flag. But yeah, I have reminders around my house of, why I do this every single day. Like why I get up at the crack of dawn and why I go to practice and I train so hard every day. And it's because I have goals. And so I've always been a driven individual. I've always been goal oriented. I've always written my goals on my walls since I was a young kid, and I've always chased after them. And so I think just having reminders of why you do what you do is really important. It helps you get up early in the morning and just go to practice and work hard. And so for me, that's what's really helped me, just having little reminders.
Visual, I would think, would be really important. And then last question, I think, unless anybody else throws one in the chat, what is your favorite song to get you pumped up before a race?
So the song I listen to most times is Unstoppable by Sia. So that's the song that normally I listen to going out to race.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. So last but not least, Felicity, do you want to ask a few questions?
Well, I was going to just read a couple of those, but I do have a question for Morgan. How are you,
Oh.
Morgan? It's so nice to meet you. Thank you for being here and inspiring our young leaders that are on the call. I was going to ask something along the lines of motivating, but when you were at your lowest, right? I mean, as an able-bodied person that was born with two legs, and after that second surgery, like when you're at your lowest of low, like how did you come out positive? You're such a positive person, right? And so where did you dig? Like, how did you deal with that? Just being that low, and then now you're at the top of your game, and it's an amazing story. So how did you deal with that?
So my parents have always been my biggest supporters. And so, sitting in the hospital, I had so many amazing people come and visit me. But the biggest thing that, our family has always held to is that we're so grateful that this is the only thing that happened to me. And so many people would look at us and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that she's missing both of her legs. Like, that's so horrible. But the way that I look at it and that my family looks at it is we're so grateful that this is all that I'm missing. I mean, I could be missing my arms as well. And so really just being grateful for what you have is something that my family has always kind of just looked towards. And, there's so many people that are worse off than me. And so I really am just grateful for what I do have, and being in the hospital and making friends in the hospital and rehab, and just seeing so many accidents that people have gone through and what they've lost. It's really incredible to be able to, just witness and be along the journey with them for their own journey. But it's really taught me to be grateful for what I do have. And so I think that is something that we've held to as a family, but also we turn to humor a lot. And so a lot of times young kids will come up to me and they'll be like, oh, what are those things on your legs? Or the other day, someone at the pool said, wow, those are weird looking shoes that you have. But we just like to make humor out of it. And if someone comes up to me and I feel like they're kind of being rude, I won't tell them what happened to me. One time I told someone that I was in a horrible alligator accident and he ripped my legs off. So there's just like we really like to get humor out of it. So that's another thing that's really helped us as a family. Just kind of move on.
Well, thank
I
you.
gotta say, after having spent some time with your dad and you, I haven't met your mom or your brother yet, but I've seen pictures of your mom, who definitely is tied for cheerleader number one, I can tell. But the joy that your dad has in seeing you compete and speak, and I can just tell, obviously you're so tight, but also I felt like that, man, that's a parent I'd like to be, to be that just right there next to you, cheering you on, even when it's in a conference room or the pool or, more fun places. But you can definitely see how important your family is in your life.
Yeah,
Please tell your dad I said hello.
I will.
Felicity, did
Morgan,
you have any other questions? Did I cut you off?
Morgan,
Well, thank you.
this is
You're a true inspiration. Oh, and we have Mercy from one Olympian
yeah.
to another.
Yes.
Morgan, I am an Olympian, but I've not won any medal. So, but my heart, I'm so happy and grateful for who you are and
Oh,
your
Mercy.
spirit. Your spirit is amazing. Like
Thank you.
I cannot imagine like what you've gone through, and you still have a great spirit. Continue to have that spirit. And right now you are imparting so much in my two daughters that are sitting right here. I went to Olympics. I've never won any medal, but you went and you have two. Huh? So that's like a big encouragement for all the kids, all the athletes on this call. Like when they fall, they can't sit there. They have to get up and keep moving and keep fighting. So if you can fight with all the illness and everything that have happened to you, I don't think that there's nothing that they cannot achieve in life. So, but I just want to give you that words of encouragement, and I just love your spirit. Continue to carry it on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mercy. Oh. Felicity, did you have any
I don't. I
last
was just
question?
checking the chat as well to
Okay,
see if there were
cool.
any more.
Oh, good. Oh, yes. Is that Colleen?
It is.
Hi.
Right, hi, Morgan. My name's
Hi.
I just wanted to say that it's really cool to be able to talk to you, or like just somebody who like went through like so much and like you're still here, and like I just think that's super cool. Like I think that you're really awesome.
Thank you.
Also, like I don't know how you were like introduced to. I mean, you said that you were introduced to the Paralympics by somebody, but I don't remember what it was. But I just think that it's cool that you got to find that, and then also like not only did you like get to where you were, but then you got better, and then on top of that, and then sorry, that's just really cool how you were 4 seconds behind, and then you passed third, you passed second, and then on top of that, you went to go and pass first, and then you got to, and then you stood like then you had to stand on the podium and be like, hold on, let me keep my cool, let me not like go crazy in front of all these people, and like because that's okay, yeah, but that was cool. Like,
Thank you.
Thanks, Colleen. Love it. Love it. And sometimes I have tried to think about the magnitude of that, what do you call it, takeover, right? Like your last 100 or so meters, how in track look like, in baseball, like would that look like somebody going over the fence to catch a home run or hitting a home run 600 feet, like trying to equate that to other sports, or just like in tennis, would it be completely shutting out your opponent or being down 0-6 and then coming back? I mean, it's really amazing and so fun to get to rehash that story with you. So for our athletes, any last?
I was going to say I have one question for you, Morgan. So, oh well, first of all, we have another question by Charles Warren, I think, who is our Athlete Leadership Council rep from Washington State. He said, "Your journey has been very inspirational. Any plans to write a book?"
So I've actually had a lot of people tell me that I should write a book. Nothing is in the making right now, but hopefully in the future, it will be something that I'm able to do.
That would be amazing.
That would be.
I love that question, Charles.
Yeah, and Morgan, what would be your call to action for these athletes? These are athletes that had to write an essay, they had to go through an application process, they put themselves out there to be on these athlete leadership councils across the country, and what is your call to action for them?
Yeah, so I was thinking about this when Mercy was talking. But one of the biggest things that, I learned in the past few years doing swimming is don't be afraid to dream big. And so when I lost both of my legs and decided to get back into swimming, so many people believed in me that I would qualify for Tokyo. And then when I made it a dream that I wanted to be able to make the podium, so many people believed in me and rallied around me. But the only person that didn't believe in me was me. And so I think it's really important to be able to believe in yourself and really understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. Because just imagine what I would have been able to do if I actually believed in myself before winning my first gold medal in Tokyo. And so I think it's really incredible what you can do when you really believe in yourself. And so I would say never be afraid to dream big and really chase after those dreams that you have.
That's great advice.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
So
I had.
Oh,
Okay.
hey, who is that? Jump on in. Great.
Yeah. So like I saw the swimming hats. They're like really like hard to put on, like the caps. Like how do you put those on? Like I saw somebody try and put it on. Like I was watching TikTok and they were like struggling. Like they couldn't do it by themselves. Why are you looking like that? Like they had to like pull it back like an elastic band to try and get it on. And I was like, those must be like difficult. I just wanted to like like
Yeah, so swim caps are pretty tight. I actually have my hair so short because it makes it easier to just fit into a swim cap. I spend so much time in the pool. The chlorine kills your hair. So I keep my hair short for that reason. So it's really easy to just put it on when you have short hair, but if you have long hair, it can be a real struggle. And then in the back, you'll have hair that sticks out. So one of the biggest things with racing is making sure that all your hair is in the swim cap, because with swimming, you want to be as aerodynamic as you can be. And so that's one of the big things.
okay. All right.
That's a great logistical question. Love it.
Be hard to get all that hair in there, Colleen, for sure.
My son has short hair and he still needs help getting the cap on and then won't wear it half the time. Then when he tries to rip it out and it catches, that's a real thrill. But Morgan, so you're coming off of an American record, right? And then headed to London to compete. Just what are you looking forward to most right now with your next competition coming up?
Yeah, so I actually have 2 races I'm doing within the next 2 weeks that should be really exciting because I haven't raced those events since becoming a bilateral amputee. So the point of doing both of those races is to try to get the American record if I can in both of those events. And so that's kind of where my focus is right now, even though those are so minor compared to going to World Championships next month. But I'm really excited for World Championships and to just race again, be on the international stage. You only get to be on the international stage really a few times, if you're lucky, a year. And so being able to see those competitors and get to race against them and kind of understand their race strategy along with.
We muted you somehow. Let me see. How do we unmute? Are you able to unmute, Morgan? For some reason, I can't.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. We lost you at race strategy.
Yeah, so being able to just see my competitors and being able to know their race strategies and my race strategy, it's just great experience being on the international stage. And so I think for me, I'm not really that nervous for World Championships next month. I'm kind of just using it as almost like a preview for Paris next year. And so, yeah, it should just be fun and trying to kind of be relaxed about the whole experience and not get too nervous about it, because typically when I get really nervous, I don't race well. So just being excited and yeah.
Thank you. Well, we are cheering for you and we are wishing you all the luck in the world and really looking forward to seeing how you do and how it all goes and celebrating after that.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for being here tonight with us. Feel free to stick around as long as you like. We're going to do some regional updates and leadership Kahoot and stuff like that. But thank you again. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me, and best of luck to all of you guys in whatever sports that you're doing.
Thanks, Morgan. Okay, I will
Thanks, Morgan.
jump back onto our PowerPoint. And we're going to go into our regional reports. Somewhere here.
So Allie, I'll let them know while you kind of figure out those breakout.
Thank you. That
All
would
right.
be great.
So we are going to put you in random breakout groups right now. So you might have one or two athletes that are within your region, but hopefully you'll have some that are not. We would love for you to introduce yourself, let everybody know what sport you play, what region you are from, and then we'd love you to talk about what you and your region did. So we've had some amazing social impact events that our athletes have done, as far as different food drives and toy drives and soccer equipment drives and all sorts of different events. So we'd love you to talk about, the different events that you have done. If you haven't done an event, talk about the meetings that you've had, what you talked about during your meetings. It's an opportunity for you to just meet everybody across the country. And then we would like you to pick somebody out of each room who will then report back to the group and kind of let us know who was in your group. I had a one player from California and a couple from Massachusetts and a couple from Pennsylvania, and then kind of give a synopsis of what you learned.
Perfect. Thank you, Felicity. So I'm going to send everyone to a room and I will put it in the chat, a reminder of what we're talking about, but be prepared to report on who was in your group, what regions are represented, and giving updates from each region.
And you'll have about 5 minutes.
5 minutes. We will see you in a breakout room somewhere. Here we go. Hey, everybody. We are coming back. I think we should have everybody back momentarily. Felicity, what do you think? Should we have each room report or post in the chat? What do you think would be best?
Let's ask each group, one person from each group.
Right.
Because then the next one, we'll put it in the chat.
Perfect. Okay. Could we get a rep from each of the breakout rooms to just put in the chat their name, and then I'll spotlight you and we'll get your regional report. All right, Colleen for sure. One, who else? Looking for somebody from room two, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I don't know what room I was in, but Noah, Izzy, Grace, Alex. There we go. Oh, Noah Dooley, excellent. There's another Noah in my group. My room. There we go. Noah Duffy. Cool. Thank you, everybody.
Now that I asked for that, it's taking me a minute to get it. Great. Well, we'll start with Colleen. Will you tell us about your group and in the meantime, I will spotlight everybody else too. In fact, would you mind, since the names aren't always matching up, from who the name you put in the chat, will you just raise your hand if you are representing your group, and then I'll spotlight you that way. But while you're working on that, Colleen, give us the lowdown.
All right. We're with some people from Washington State, Steel, and some of their ideas gave us like some inspiration that we want to do in Virginia. The first thing that they told us about was how they made gift baskets for like nurses, like firefighters, like a bunch of people like that who help our community, and they gave back to them by just giving them like granola bars, like just stuff that they could eat during their break. Sorry, I took your exact words, but and then we talked about what we did in Virginia, the toy drives for CHKD, the food drive, and the clothing drive, and also in Washington, they also in Washington they did cards for kids. I think she said it was a monthly thing that they did. They got together and it was like team bonding, and we thought that was really cool, and we want to implement that into Virginia. So
awesome, thank you. Let's jump over to Noah Duffy.
So we just kind of talked about, so I think we had someone from Massachusetts soccer and someone from Massachusetts baseball. I'm really sorry, I forget the other region that was there, but I do remember what they did.
I think it was
so
Washington.
Washington. All right. So Massachusetts soccer, they did a equipment drive. So for mainly soccer, but like also some other sports. Just collected equipment and donated it to families like in need. And then Massachusetts baseball did an opening day food drive, and then every month has done an equipment drive. And then Washington, I forget exactly like how they did it, but they raised awareness for cancer. And I know in PA we did a Thanksgiving drive and like a Ronald McDonald House gift bag like drive.
Awesome, good stuff. Thank you. All right, Noah Dooley, you're up.
I think everyone's kind of covered most of what has been done. I had two people from, myself and one other from Massachusetts, and then two from Pennsylvania. But like kind of what's been said already, we did equipment drives on the soccer side in Massachusetts. We just held one this past weekend at a Memorial Day tournament. And then baseball's also been running food drives. Then Pennsylvania, again, what's been said with the Ronald McDonald Foundation, they've partnered with them and helped raise money for them. And also, I think in the works is a 24-hour soccer game to help raise money for Steel and affiliated charities, which I think is really cool. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And last but not least, Nash, you're up.
So in my group, I had Jake, Parker, and Liam. Jake is from Massachusetts and plays baseball. Parker is from Washington State and plays soccer. Liam is from Massachusetts and plays baseball. So in Massachusetts, for baseball, they did an equipment drive and a food drive. And in Washington soccer, they partnered with the top soccer program. They wrote cards to first responders, and they did like a drill for like kids. And for me in Massachusetts soccer, like Noah said, we did the equipment drive during the Memorial Day tournament. That's it.
Great, thank you. Well, on the heels of that, I'm gonna just share the photo slideshow from Felicity now that I think I've got it working, to show a few highlights of what you all have been up to.
Sunrise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I see people. Sweet the streets I used to.
Thanks to Felicity and I think Hillary for putting that together. Good stuff. And I think we could jump into our Kahoot. So hopefully everyone can see this. So if you have the Kahoot app, you can join that way. And if you don't, you could just go to www.kahoot.it. No .com, just .it. And we will go on in there. Let's see. Can you see it okay? I can't tell.
We can see it. It says game pin enter. So what's the game pin? We just have to enter.
I got to give you that. Okay, game pin is 7547582. And I'm going to also send you the link to our Kahoot, maybe. Yep, so go to
you get the
Kahoot.
satisfaction, Maddie, of knowing that you are the winner.
And you know what? I have some prizes, actually.
Right.
So I will give the top 3 winners a prize. I'm gonna make a note right now. It's not every day that I have cool swag, but I do today. Some steel swag will be coming at you. Okay. I think we've got 20 in. We're missing a few. We'll give them another few seconds. If you're frazzled and you're trying to get in and you can't, tell us in the chat and we'll give you more time. Drink some water or whatever that was.
Get ready.
I'll take you off the spotlight too, so you don't have to be spotlit. Okay, I think we're okay now. All right, we've got 21. I say let's start. Oh, I wanted to play too. That's not fair. I know the answers and leave it. Okay, question 1. What makes a leader successful? The answers are pouring in. Pride, self-importance, teamwork, or shyness? 19 answer. Oh, the answer is teamwork. Although I think that the folks that chose pride might also have some good ideas behind that. I could see why you might choose that. That was a tough one. All right, next question. Oh, scoreboard. Matt's on the scoreboard. Elena, Gracie, Nash, and
So
Colleen.
we should say you might know this, but you get points for the right answer. You also get points for the fastest, if you do it fastest.
That's
So
right.
the speed in which you answer gives you some more points as well.
Yes. Who's got the hot finger? We'll see. You have to be a starting player to be a leader. True or false? Ooh, some quick ones there. False. Good job, gang. Oh, Matt retains the lead. Elena's coming in hot. Watch out. Which of the following is a team leader? Alex Morgan, Steph Curry, or Aaron Judge? Or all of the above? We had some confidence answers there. Nice. All of the above. Oh, Liam's on fire, it says. Watch out. Matt's holding on to the lead. All right, leadership plays a minor role in determining the success or failure of a team. This could be a tricky one. And the answer is false. That was a tricky question, though, because that minor word is, yeah, tricky. Leadership's super important. Ooh, and the scoreboard stands.
Is very close.
Yeah. Leadership skills can be developed, inherited, earned, or bought. This is a tough quiz. I forgot how hard this quiz was. You really got to think about it. And the answer is developed. Developed. Oh, and Elena has taken the lead, followed by Liam and Matt. Oh, rough one. Colleen, where are you at? You gotta get in the top 3 there. A positive mindset is also associated with strong leadership. True or false? I bet we're all going to get this one right. Ooh, close. Close. Ooh. Negative attitudes are highly valued within a team. True or false? Who values a negative attitude? False. Good. We're unanimous on that one. Good to see. Elena's hanging on top. Okay. Liam's close, though. Good leaders provide a blank vision of the future. Horrifying, blurry, compelling, or neat. Ooh. Compelling is the answer. Ooh, Liam's in the lead. Okay. We lost Matt out of the top 5. My goodness. Colleen, Nash, and Gracie and Elena are hanging on. Okay. The key to helping others meet their full potential is making them follow orders. False. Unanimous again. Oop, and the scoreboard holds. Good communication involves seeking views of other teammates and coaches. True. Nice one. Okay, wow. Scoreboard stands. Regular and effective communication is the key to success for team leaders. Regular and effective communication. True. Good job, gang. Oop, Nash is coming in hot. Elena has taken the lead. 2 more questions. Leadership roles exist only in team sports. False. That is correct. I think we saw a great example of that with Morgan. Okay, Liam's in the lead. Last question. The pressure is on. The most respected leaders have money, integrity, education, or athleticism. Integrity is the correct answer, and we shall see who the top 3. Who's on the podium? I got to write it down. Gracie, Liam, and our winner is Elena. Nice job.
We asked them to put their regions.
Yes. Will you
Chat,
put in the
say what
chat
we
your
know.
region?
Gracie, Liam, and Elena. Liam's Massachusetts, I think. But.
And I just wanted to share this cool little montage of Morgan because she is a one-of-a-kind leader, that's for sure. Next thing I want to do is just share with you all a quick survey. I'm going to give it to you now so you have the link, and Alyssa, do you think we should jump into it, or do you think we should have folks do it at the end just for the sake of time?
Yeah, let's have them do it at the end. We'll do it. We have one more breakout room, everyone, and we'd like your help with that. And then we'll do the survey, and then we really would love to hear your thoughts. So before you jump off, if you guys can do the survey, that would be great.
Yeah, the survey is pretty fast, and you can do it at your earliest convenience. We'll try to save some time at the end for it as well. Yeah. But as we've just done a leadership Kahoot, this is a word cloud that we created from athlete leaders of the past. Some of you were probably already a part of the council when we created this word cloud, but this is a word cloud that came from our group that identifies some things that we look for in leaders. And so as you dive into your breakout group, have a think about who you are as a leader and answer the question or fill in the blank. Finish the sentence. I am a leader who. So describe yourself to the group. And then second is, as Athlete Leadership Council members, we are leaders who. So you've gotten to know each other a little bit and heard about what's going on across the country and other regions. So together, define as a group, as Athlete Leadership Council members, we are leaders who. So I'm gonna
just put them in the chat.
Send everyone out to breakout rooms, and when you answer those questions, please stick it in the chat.
I think so. If you were in the middle, of it, then definitely write what you were saying in the chat, and we'd love to hear, kind of your thoughts on that phrase.
Yeah, turbo speed. Pop it in the chat if you can, just so we can all have a look for now. And Mercy or Colleen, who is one, I think I see a hand up. If you'd like to jump in, please do.
Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm from VA.
Hi, Maddie.
We we said we are leaders who motivate our teammates, and we lead with integrity. And we said that we are, and we also take input from our teammates. And we said we are ALC members who lead, who we lead with, we help with our community, and we lead with our 4 core values: teamwork, respect, integrity, and commitment.
Nice one.
Great.
Thank you.
So in the chat, we have, let's see, we are leaders who help the community. As ALC members, we are leaders who think outside the box, accomplish our goals to the fullest, and lead by example. We are leaders who are positive and collaborative. Love that. We are leaders who care. We are leaders that should follow the core values. And then we have, so here we have, I'm a leader. This is Michael McDonald and Matt from Massachusetts. I'm a leader who respects my teammates and helps them when they are down and maybe get in their own heads. And as Athlete Leadership Council members, we are leaders who get involved with our community and hard work to make us all a team on and off the fields. And we are leaders who are dedicated.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you all for adding that. We are leaders who put others first. Awesome. Good stuff. Well, we will save these. I appreciate your thoughtfulness. One last big thank you to Morgan Stickney. She sent me a message a few moments ago just saying how much fun she had joining you. So really appreciate her, and I'm glad you all got to talk with her a bit. On behalf of Felicity and myself, I want to say a big thank you. It was nice to get to see you all together and spend some time with you. Most of all, to see all the awesome stuff you are doing in your communities and with your teams and each other. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And Felicity, any final words before we turn it over to our president and CEO, Martin Brown?
No, I want to say, if this is your kind of starting journey towards leadership, then hopefully you enjoyed yourself, and you can kind of spread the word to your fellow athletes in your region to become involved in the Athlete Leadership Council. So thank you for taking the time. We know, it's more time that you have to put in, and we hope that you have enjoyed your time on the Athlete Leadership Council, and hope you continue to do it. And I will turn it over to our president and CEO of Steel Sports, Martin Brown. Thanks, Martin.
Thank you, Felicity. Thanks, Ali. Hello, everybody. It's so great to see so many of you on this call. I know you've got a couple minutes left, and I just wanted to jump on and really, from myself and on behalf of all of the coaches and all of the staff at Steel Sports, which there are nearly 300 around the country, we want to say a big thank you for all that you do, not only as athletes on your team, athletes in your local club, but what you also do on the Athlete Leadership Council. Our core values, as you know, are teamwork, respect, integrity, and commitment. And while leadership is not one of our core values, it's a huge part of what we try and instill in all of our athletes. And what's very, very important is that the athletes themselves, all of you guys, get out there and demonstrate that to all of the other kids on the teams. And that's from kids that are on your own team, kids that are younger than you, and even kids that are older than you. Showcasing yourself as a leader and bringing all of the aspects of leadership along with our core values to all that you do on and off the field and in your local communities is such an important part of what Steel Sports is about. and it's an extreme. I'm extremely proud of all of the efforts and the time, particularly the time that you put in to showcase that for all of our athletes across the country. We've got nearly 3,000 athletes at Steel Sports around the country, and the almost 100 of you that are part of the Athlete Leadership Council really are an integral part of everything that we do with the local communities and with our club. And as you guys go through your journey with Steel and then on to high school sports, and then if you play in college or if you don't, or you go to college or you don't, the things that you learn part of being a leader and being an example to everyone else is going to see you through many years of the rest of your life. So it's really an important part. And from myself, I just want to say a big thank you. We really appreciate all that you do as part of the Leadership Council and trying to make not only our other athletes better people on and off the field, but making Steel Sports a much better organization. So thank you. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being on for the past year, and if you're part of it next year, good luck with everything. And I look forward to seeing all the things that you'll do around the country to help our clubs and help the communities that we are. So big thank you to Ali and to Felicity as well, and all of the regional liaisons that help put it together. There's a lot of time and effort that go in from our staff as well as you kids out there as well. So it's just really a great team effort. And as I said, teamwork's certainly one of our core values. And we couldn't do that. We couldn't put this Athlete Leadership Council together without great teamwork and great commitment from everybody. So thank you to everyone. And I look forward to seeing all the things that you'll do in the upcoming months and over the next year or so. So Ali, Felicity, thanks.
Thank you, Martin. Really appreciate you joining us. Last but not least, I just wanted to remind everybody to please fill out the survey. It's linked in our chat here. So if you would just click on that link and fill it out before you leave us tonight, we would really appreciate it. Your feedback is really welcome. And just to give you some inspiration and maybe remind you of your younger selves even, we're going to play our core values video as we sign off. So I hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, have a listen, fill out the survey, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, thank you again. I hope that you enjoyed the evening, and thank you for filling out the survey. And yeah, we will see you next time. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.